Hi friends, I hope you are all doing well. So today I'm going to be coming at you with a video that I saw Possessed by Horror do, and she did hers a few years ago, and that was lowest rated horror movies that I love, and I really liked the idea of it, so I decided to scour Rotten Tomatoes and come up with and get that list of films that I personally really enjoy that haven't necessarily got the highest ratings. There is 10 movies on this list that I'm going to be talking about, and before I go into it I just want to say first of all, this is my personal opinion on these films. You don't have to like the same films that I like personally. If you do disagree with me, that's absolutely fine. These are just some, and I will tell you my reasoning for them. I am going to be talking about films that are at least below a 60%, and on Rotten Tomatoes, if you're not aware, a film is considered rotten if it's below 60%. So that is why I've sort of gone for that sort of range on these. So the first one that I would like to talk about is 2019's Rabbid. Rabbid got a 55% critic score and a 31% audience score, which is far too low for, like, in my opinion. Rabbid, to me, I watched this about a year ago. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I have mentioned in another video that I really enjoy Cronenberg's Rabbid. This one, it technically is a remake, but I feel like it's so much more fleshed out for me personally. They do a lot more with the character Rose. Now I'm probably going to butcher her surname, but Laura Vandervoort. I'm really bad with surnames apparently. She plays a really good Rose, and I really enjoy the whole fashion side of it. The practical effects and the gore body horror side of it is amazing, and you can tell that the Soska sisters who directed this film put a lot of love and effort into this, and I just really enjoyed it. I love their subtle nod to Dead Ringers when Rose is going through the surgery to remove the grotesque thing that's happened to her face, essentially. Yeah, I can tell that they're just huge fans of Cronenberg, and it was a really good remake, personally, in my opinion. When I watched this, I realised that it had really low reviews afterwards, because once I've watched a film, I like to go on to Rotten Tomatoes and see what people thought about it. And again, there was just so many negative comments on it, and I just can't understand why people didn't like it. I genuinely just really enjoyed it. Up next, we're going to be talking about Halloween 3 Season of the Witch, which has a 51% critic score and a 30% audience score. Okay, we get it now. You know, Michael Myers isn't in the third Halloween, but I genuinely think that this one is a really good installment. I love the idea that John Carpenter wanted to make Halloween a sort of anthology series, in a sense, where every Halloween movie would be different with a different sort of story. I get Michael Myers was really popular, and I personally love Michael Myers, but Halloween ended up being his sort of franchise, and I like that they did try to do the original idea, and I totally was one of them people when I was a teenager being like,
oh, Halloween 3 is awful, Michael Myers isn't even in it, what is even the point?
I've seen it so many times now over the years, and it has just really grown on me. That scene with that kid in the Halloween mask stays with me. It's just, it's a really good film. I really enjoy it, and a lot of people in the horror genre, I've seen a lot of people actually stand up for this film, and it genuinely isn't a bad film. So up next we have one of my all-time favourite films ever, and I have mentioned this on my channel, and that is Jennifer's Body, which has a 46% critic score and a 36% audience score. This film was marketed horribly. This didn't go to the right target audience, and you know, all them things that made this film not get the love that it deserves. So I feel like that might be where the negative reviews are. It totally deserves to be so much higher. I've loved this film since I was about 12 years old, and genuinely other than the marketing, I can't understand why this film is as low as it is. You've got Megan Fox, you've got Amanda Seyfried, Lance Henriksen makes a cameo, an uncredited cameo in the film. Cal Gollner, great cast, such a great story about these two girls, and I love everything about this film, so it actually pains me that it is ranked so low. Up next we have Scream 3, which has a 43% critic score and a 38% audience score. I believe that this is the lowest rated Scream film, and to be honest, I love all the Scream movies. It's my favourite franchise of all time. Yeah, there's not a Scream film that I genuinely dislike. Scream 3 is probably my least favourite, but that's only because the ending of it. But don't get me wrong, I don't dislike this film in the slightest. My favourite person, Lance Henriksen, is also in this film. The idea of it being on a movie set about Stab. From Scream 2 there has been a film called Stab that is based off the events of Scream. So having Scream 3 be on the set of Stab, I really enjoy that, and have the characters who are playing our main characters, you know, like Dewey Riley, we have a guy playing Dewey for the film, and with Sydney Prescott we have an actress playing her, and there's a ghost face going after all of them. I really just enjoy that idea. Where it just becomes my least favourite, like I say, is just the ending, and Roman being mastermind of it all and all of that stuff. But I genuinely, it's not a bad film and I really enjoy it still, and I keep going back to them. I've seen them tons of times, and yeah, I genuinely don't see why this is rated as low. Up next we have a film that my partner refuses to watch. He saw it when he was about 12 and doesn't give it the time of day. It scared him to death. But that is Dark Skies, and it has a 42% critic score and a 49% audience. So audience is a little bit better than the critics on this one. I really love alien films. This is genuinely a really good one because it is about a family who believe that they are being targeted by an alien species. I think the acting's really good. I was quite late to watching this film and I really enjoyed it all the way through. I love the ending of it and genuinely love like the family dynamic as well. Another film that just doesn't deserve to be as low as it is. Up next we have Hellraiser 3 Hell on Earth, which has a criminally 38% critic score and a 36% audience score. I don't get why. This film, the Hellraiser films do get a little bit ridiculous, especially like from like the fourth one. Still wasn't an awful film. I did enjoy the fourth Hellraiser, but the third one definitely is really good. It's still, I mean, it does drop from 1 and 2, but it doesn't deserve to be as low as it is. That dance floor club scene with Pinhead, one of the best staples in the Hellraiser franchise, in my opinion. I love that we get to see more Pinhead and Doug Bradley gets a bit more screen time, and I love the separation between Pinhead and like the Cenobite, him, and the human version of him. I really enjoy him playing both characters, and yeah, I really love Hellraiser 3 and it hurts how low this is rated. Up next we have a film that I watched very recently, watched it a few months ago, and that is House of Wax, the remake from 2005 I think it was, which has a 28% critic score and a 44% audience score. Genuinely don't know why this is rated so low. It's from 2005. I personally love this era of horror. That one scene where he's trying to remove the wax off his friend and his whole face comes off and you see his skeleton behind it, and there's a single tear falling down his face and he can't move or do anything. It stuck with me, you know. I love this film, and it has that mid-2000s acting, and it's got such a massive charm to me, and I genuinely think it is one of the best of the 2000s, and I don't understand why it got so low. Like, why? Like, I mean, the audience seemed to have a better idea with this and I totally am on their side, but again, 44% is still quite low for it, but critics, man, why? Up next we have a film that I have actually not seen since I was maybe 10 years old, and that is Jason X. I can see why people don't like this film. This was the first Friday the 13th film that I saw when I was a kid, and I had a phase of when I was maybe like 9 or 10 where I watched it every single weekend at my dad's for a long time. I haven't seen this film in a long time, but it has that nostalgic hold on me in a sense. I loved this film when I was that young. I can see why this is low. Jason X got a 20% critic score and a 25% audience score, so it's pretty bang on really with people's thoughts on it. I remember it quite well because of how much I watched it when I was little. Again, I could go back to it and absolutely hate this film, but I don't think that I would because of how nostalgic it is for me, because it's one of them films that sort of got me into the horror genre. It's one of those, I guess. Up next we have Prom Night, the remake, but it is quite different to the original. I can't believe what Prom Night got. Prom Night got a 9% critic score, but a 38% audience score, so still not great with the audience, but 9% is criminal. It's got Brittany Snow in it, it's got Idris Elba, James Ranson is in it, and a really good cast, and I feel like they do a really good job in this. Genuinely really like this film, and 9% is crazy to me to think. And next we have, last but not least, well, it kind of is least because it's the lowest rated, but I feel like I'm going to get a lot of opinions on this one, and that is, before I tell you what the film is, I'm just going to say that this got a 0% critic score and a 12% audience, so not very high at all, but that is Cabin Fever from 2016. I know everybody hates this film. I watched this one first before the Eli Roth one, and yes, I do prefer Eli Roth's Cabin Fever, and it is very similar to the original one, and again I get that it's a pointless sort of remake, but again I watched it first. It was the first one that I'd seen of it. I bought that one thinking it was Eli Roth's Cabin Fever, and I really enjoyed it. I don't see why this got 0%, and it's crazy to me. Again, I can see why it sort of annoyed a lot of people because it's just a pointless remake in a sense, but it's not a bad film. I don't understand. Those are all my lowest rated horror that I love. I hope you liked it, and I will catch you all in the next one. Bye.